Yeah, that's my project for 3 years now, actually.
20 years?
Yeah, it's I got it the same year as my daughter was born, actually.
Oh, wow. Wow. So what's missing on the other side?
Oh, I have it like in the garage. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. It was actually in Lake Echo, just the community just down the road a bit.
Yeah.
The guy had always been interested in cars, and the guy that I worked with said, "Hey, that's been for sale all summer." So I went there in the middle of January. They had no snow that year in January. Anyway, I knocked on his door and he said, "Oh yeah, it's still for sale." And he took the battery out of it from the house and hooked it up, and it started. So that's pretty cool. So we had a deal, but then I got it home and started working on it, and like didn't it start snowing in February? You never stop until.
There you go.
So
you've owned it 20 years?
Yeah, I have.
Wow.
It's been in a movie with Trudeau too.
Okay.
I was part of the Halifax Car Club, so a few of the guys helped me with some suggestions, and the guy at work, he helped me do things. Like he'd tell me do something, I go home and try it, wouldn't work. He'd tell me something else, I go home and try it, right? And I kept playing with it. And so I kept saying we worked on the car, and the guy I got it from, his brother was a mechanic, so he fixed the engine up and he drove it around, but never really did anything to it.
Yeah.
So I had to almost redo his work because the fenders were oxyacetylene welded over top of the rust.
Yeah.
So I cut it off and I welded. Well, I learned how to weld.
You did some welding on this?
Yeah, I fixed all the fenders. 3 of the 4 fenders I fixed, and so my crappy job of welding, because I just was learning as I was going. I learned how to paint.
Goes, man. You gotta learn somehow.
Learned how to paint by doing it.
Yeah.
And I got in the movie and it broke down on set, but because it broke down, then they helped me. We redid the radiator. When after that, we redid the radiator.
Yeah.
And the generator, the radiator, the starter, new voltage regulator, and of course all the plugs and stuff I did myself, and fixed up, and new battery. I just bought that 2 years ago.
Look at that now. Would you have never seen a battery like that?
Yeah, it's actually, I thought it'd be sort of rare and hard to get, but
and I didn't know Chev had a flathead. Or Pontiac.
Pontiac. This is a bit of a half-breed because Canadians like the smaller car, and in '48 Pontiac only had bigger car. I can't remember the wheelbase. I think this is 119. I think it's 122, 100 and something else bigger. Yeah. And so what they did is they took a Chev and they put the Pontiac engine in it, Pontiac badging, and was able to get a Canadian car, a little bit smaller car that people wanted. So which makes it good because part-wise, brakes, it's all Chev, right? So you can buy that stuff online for quite a while. But it's the Pontiac engine. I have the original engine in my garage. I just used it as a learning tool to try to. It was broken, and I took parts off. So instead of breaking this one, I could, learn how to take it apart.
Yeah.
But this is a newer engine. I think that this is from a 51. I think. 51. I'm not positive. It's all very similar.
Yep.
Oh, let's show you. Fuel in there.
Does it have pretty good pulling power? Like it's pulling pretty good?
Yeah. Started and ran, but it was, I drove a bit and discovered some problems. And then what happened was we drive along, and then every time I lift off the fuel, to go again, it wouldn't go. And then all of a sudden it backfired. It blew the muffler off. I was driving down the road, and going down the road, and the muffler came off. So the guy in England was fixing these cars up and restoring them. And what I did was because I was telling these people the problems I was having, and then they were telling me things to check. And what it was there was a wire loose in the distributor, and when the vacuum advanced, what I did when I went to the muffler shop, he was looking at it. He said the muffler was like this big and stuff, and I said, well, guess what? All you really need on that is a resonator. So he sold me a resonator from like a Honda.
Yeah.
And we put it on, and it actually worked. It quieted it down, but still made it sound sort of nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna run pretty smooth for a flat engine.
It's got brakes.
Yeah, well, if you want to take a round the block if you like. But,
I'll go for a little drive.
yeah, just right well. Just pull up if you want.
Yeah.
Nobody's moving out there, place right now.
If Jolene gets in the back?
No.
I'll look over a little bit and make it down here.
Yeah, it's actually, the frame is really solid, I think. And infield here is fine.
Floor's good today.
What I did was because the only part that was the fenders were, I call these my robo fenders because I took her all down. Of course, there's missing a lot, so I just welded in all little pieces to try to get that shape. And I got a lot of body fill in here because I'm no expert, right? I just tried to
That's what I do too.
just do what I could do, right?
I do the exact same thing you did, probably.
I tried to get this all fixed up, but as far as we got was the front seat and
Yeah.
a little bit of this.
So you made pieces up here?
Yeah, I took the fender off the body. You can sort of see it on the inside there.
Cool.
I guess you can't, but I got the curve from welding all sorts of little bits of metal in there, so I want you to cut yourself or anything on that. I put,
You got radials on this thing?
yeah, well, what it was it has the tall skinny tires.
Yeah.
But the bolt pattern and everything is the same as like to 59 or 60.
So this is a radial tire, is it?
Yeah, yeah. Guy gave me, he was working on a truck, 50-something truck. So
Yeah.
these are, they're even newer rims. I think they're 80s rims, but the bolt pattern stayed the same, and it was the same as this. So I got the rims from him, and then the guys down the valley actually sold me. There's a deal with the white walls turn brown. You don't get them cleaned a lot.
Yeah.
And somebody bought these for their restored Thunderbird, and they got an exchange for them. But
Yeah.
the company sold them to me for a really good deal.
Still a pretty good tread on them.
Yeah, they're older. You know,
Yeah.
But the tread is good. Yes.
Alrighty. I'll get in.
I said like the rocker panels were gone, and I
Yeah.
patched them up what I could do the best, but you know
Yeah.
it's better. There's like funky little lots of things about it, right? That got good brakes.
Yeah.
I had turned the parking lights into turn signals, although it didn't replace the bulbs, so it's still low-powered bulbs. But yeah, just like I was saying, how the guys on the internet helped me discover that was a wire grounding issue, and then I got it running good, and then driving it to car shows and stuff, and still more I needed to do. I didn't replace the suspension, so it's got the box shocks. Oh, you probably know if you have a car like that, I think.
Yeah, we do.
You have the hydraulic box up on the thing, and an arm comes down, so you probably could rebuild them. I didn't have enough knowledge to rebuild them, but like $200 each to replace.
Yeah.
Ship a chunk of cast iron across the country, so
Gotcha.
I never did that. But that's good.
Are you taking on the second gear? No, first gear. First gear. First gear and the second gear.
fighting to get it running again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had fun with it. The biggest thrill was actually being able to go to car shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But meant to go. Like, even though some stuff is not fixed on it, I mean, it was designed to move, right?
Yeah.
So I said I still have those original rims and things, the clip-on hubcaps and the, I don't know what, the tire in the back is the original one, so you can see what it's like. But having modern radials on it and lowered the car.
Helps it a lot.
Yeah, it lowered the car a little bit too, which wasn't caring about that so much, but gave it a little different look on the brand new car. You want me to take you on a little stretch of highway? It only connects the 2 streets in the subdivision.
Does it skip right along pretty good?
It does. This section's only like not even a kilometer.
Whatever, take it for a drive you like. Get her stretch her legs.
Yeah.
Drive an old car. All the gauges work on it?
Yes, I do. I have. I can find it. The labeling all fell off, but this guy in England I was talking to, I got it in my drawer somewhere. He made the stencil to go on here, but to get it on properly, you'd have to take this apart, which is all clips, and put it on the inside. But yeah, this is a generator, fuel, oil pressure. Temperature.
Yeah.
I mean, my mother-in-law helped me do the seats there. We said we were going to do the whole car, headliner and everything, but you know, projects go on, and
I hear you.
I can't believe that's been 20 years ago by, but it's not like it's hard to go and do something when you don't know what you're doing. I mean, like you say, it's fun to go and play, but your job changing and not having free time anymore, and time and money. Like I always said, I really don't care if it was perfect. If I knew I did it all, I could be happy with it, and if you had the time and didn't spend the money, I mean, to spend money on things is one thing.
It is.
Doing it yourself, like even learning how to paint, it's all fun. Just driving my work, I drive now for a living for Loblaws, so I'm working long shifts all the time, and then when you get off your first day, you're busy doing things, so it's hard to. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go around the corner here, so. Onto the highway.
When's the last time you've driven it?
I drive it around the subdivision like every couple days or weeks. I take it around, but I haven't really. 2 years just before the pandemic.
Yeah.
At a car show at Superstore, Porter's Lake. So I drive to Porter's Lake on the side road here, which is 20 minutes away. So, let's see, I'm really gonna go up there, but you can see we can do highway speeds.
50 all day, 60 for 5 minutes.
That goes really good. I took it, taking it to. There you go. Taking it to, Bedford there.
Yeah.
And going up the Bedford Highway, like just cruising along with traffic. I didn't want to go as fast as I could, but what's it, 90 up the Magazine Hill?
Yeah.
I was doing like 70, 75, and then it was all there. And like, you could more if you wanted to, right?
Having a good little drive back there, baby?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
The view is different from
Yeah.
the way the windows are. Big hood, like all that stuff. Yeah, it's not something I really wanted to give up, but it's like, man, I haven't really worked on it in a couple of years, really, and spending money on parts and things. And, well, I redid, when I took it to the car show, I rechecked the brakes there and had like I replaced all the master cylinders, all the brakes and everything. I first did it, but then, you know, sitting doesn't help things, right? So I had to replace one master cylinder, and like I had the receipts for everything. And when I first got the car, well, we used to work for Hiltz Auto Co. We had one of the master cylinders was sitting on the shelf in Dartmouth, one was in Bedford, and two I got from Ontario. Like, the parts were just still sitting on the shelf at Hiltz Auto Co.
Hard to believe, eh?
Because that wheel cylinder was used from, you know, 36 all the way up to 60 something. So it covered a lot of cars.
Yeah, the old floor don't look bad in it, you know? It's got some silver going in there.
Just the edges, you know, like underneath the edges and stuff.
Isn't that what they say? You just rough around the edges? Huh?
Yeah, like that. Did you want to try to drive it?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, more or less I'm going to go take a look at it over a little bit.
Yeah, there's tell you what I did and what I didn't do, what I did and what I didn't do, and
Yeah. At least it's made its mind up to cross the road.
yeah, I think when they dart back.
Yeah.
Hard to see with the sunshine in your eyes.
Isn't it? Emergency brake works.
Yeah, well,
You got her.
I have a few alterations to that, but it does work, yeah. It's worked good for the last. Oh, and your master cylinder, well,
Yeah.
it's on behind there, and I bought the plug to fit, but of course the rubber doesn't fit the rustier metal, but that was my solution. Oh, this was interesting too, but even yeah, the heater, you can see the knob glows when it's,
Oh wow.
and that's part two, the high beams. The high beams.
Well, it's an old car.
I like the, I think it's so neat about, well, okay, the springs are a little weak. I think it's so neat, like the key was for the ignition, for the power of the ignition, but like to actually move the starter, the switch, and also the, actually called the actuator, the flywheel. Yeah. It's mechanical, that's a little rod up through the flywheel, through the floor. And then you pump that, that lever actually goes down, and the actual switch for the starter is there. And when you do that, that connects to the flywheel. It's
Very simple. You can see it working.
yeah, I just think it's so neat that when you put your foot through there, this
Yeah.
comes through, but then that actually
Engages
gets
the starter.
the starter and to the flywheel.
Yeah.
And the timing port there to see the timing on the flywheel, and also on the front there too.
There you go.
But yeah, the battery, you're saying it's so weird, and I thought, gee, how am I ever going to find one of those? But that's what they use in several of them in Caterpillars and tractors and backhoes. The 6-volt run in either series or parallel, whatever they run them. So yeah, it was a common battery that they carried in stock.
I don't think I've ever seen one like
In
that.
stock on the shelf when I got it in Dartmouth there.
Yeah. I just want to look it over
Yeah,
a
if
little
you want to take a look at all of this.
Yeah, I just want to take a look underneath of it. You say you got the pieces that hook on? See, we've got a Chevy just like this.
Yeah.
But there must be a metal piece that hooks on there, is there?
Yeah, the chrome piece is there, and then there is another piece that sort of followed the shape of the
sill.
the thing, and I took it out because it was all rusty. I was going to try to replicate it, because all it was it was nothing that you would see, because the chrome piece covers that. Yeah. It just was a support for the chrome piece on the bottom. Yeah, sorry to say this got in the movie. It was a Trudeau 2, the second part of Trudeau's original Dear Trudeau.
Yeah.
It was in the movie and played a bit of a joke scene because it played the cop car. They put chalk stencils on it to be, and I got the license plates because it was a Quebec police car, so they gave me the fake plates they made for it, and sort of cool to have. But the joke of it was Trudeau didn't have his license, and he was with his friend that had an English sports car. So Trudeau was sitting in what they thought was the driver's seat, and the cops in my car see him. They're trying to get him for whatever reason, and they pull around the corner to try to stop him for driving without a license when he wasn't driving, he was just in the passenger seat.
Right on. A little bit. This door's pretty good. Not bad. Shut the door's closed good. Did some pretty good work there, you know. Welding up on himself, you know what I mean? If he welded, you know, this one needs the head. Not that great. Four's good in it, eh? Four.
Yeah.
Going on there. Got a little bit of dough going on this back fender here. Pretty hard to knock the old car when it drives you around the road, isn't it? Huh? Pretty hard to knock the old car when it takes you for a burn. That's the bad boy, is it?
Yeah. The metal, the other trim is in the car, in the garage, but the...
Is that the fuel pump there?
I ordered another one.
Where's this go? Just laying
Yeah, I
there?
just had there. I just had some, the books and things.
That's the fuel pump?
It's one for the same car, but it's one that has a second vacuum pump on it.
Yeah.
I never installed it, and because I had the one issue I had was trying to get both vacuum wipers right. I tried to get the wipers to work. They work, well, but they don't work properly. If you disconnect the passenger side, the driver's works fine. So I didn't know if it's a low vacuum.
Were the front fenders needing a bunch of work on this car? Did you do a bunch of work?
Yeah.
On the bottoms or?
No, just the fenders. I had, three of the four fenders I took apart and fixed. The two back ones, the first ones, and this one, and the other one I never did get to that one. So that one's still, like what I said, the guy before me, he put a piece of metal right on top of the, rust, and oxyacetylene it on and covered it with body fill. I took all the rust off and replaced it with metal. So that's the only one that's not. This one is mine. That's what I could do.
You did the job, man.
Well, usually from a what do you call it, a 500-foot car or 600-foot car? Don't look close. Yeah, and the
500-foot car. I never heard tell that one yet. 500-foot car.
that thing. Just we didn't get those stickers, even though they didn't match exactly, because it was an American car, but then I ordered the stickers. And it's amazing what you can find online. But I took it. The first day I cleaned it up and everything. I painted the engine block, just spray can. But then I realized after the fact, I painted it 50. I don't know what year. 50. This engine should have been dark green, and they changed the engine color in the 50s. So I changed tire. I found Pontiac 51 Pontiac. Oh, that's close enough, right? Oh yeah, well, it should have been green, but not going to restore. So I just tried to do what I could, and then the mechanic would have done something different, I'm sure, at different points.
Do what you gotta do. That's basically what I do. I do what I gotta do to get it done.
You do it better than I do, though.
Well, I practice a lot more probably, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, I probably practice a lot more.
And you see the.
Yeah.
I can see the tires that came with it. I think I have. Just have tall, skinny ones.
Yeah.
Really pack
Those 15-inch or 16-inch?
Those are. I don't know. I think they're 16 or 17.
Did you buy new wires?
Yeah. Well, what I did, because I like the look of that.
Yeah.
I just found.
We need them for your Bugatti.
I found. I don't know where. Again, we're talking a long time ago now, because I ordered parts when I first got this thing. But it was just online. I found them, and I thought it looked so cool because it looked like an old.
Yeah.
Like an old car, and
It is cool.
They were just wires with the end you had to put on them, so you had to cut them to length.
Yeah.
And it makes the deal together. And just the things I dug up, like the books.
Yeah.
Helped me a lot. And then one guy gave me some, because he knew I had the car, he gave me some head gaskets and things that I.
Right.
Kane's tire headlight. Still, well, I had to order it, but still, I just did this a couple years ago. But you know, still in stock at Kane's tire for the headlight. Go. My wife used to work with. She knew the number right off by heart. She just asked for a 36, whatever it is. She did the part number. Not the original. I have the original. I only replaced it because I was trying to fix things up a bit, because like for the dash, the lights weren't working. But I bought one for Canadian Tire, but the original one is still
righto.
Here. Yeah, one brake cylinder I didn't put on when I bought the last bunch. The speedometer is from another car because the speedometer was broken. But
did you repair this back fender?
Yes.
So you had to put a bunch of pieces in here?
Yeah.
Okay. You did a good job. I'll give you that. You did a good job.
Get around it.
Well, you did. You know, a fella would never know if I come up on that. I'm thinking, like, oh, geez, fender's up there.
You know, another guy who taught me, who just, again, I used to work with him, he taught me everything, how to do it. And I said, how am I going to do those curves? And he said, well, you use a straight piece of wood. How do you get a curve from a straight piece of wood with sandpaper on it? Well, yeah, I guess I did it right. I followed his instructions, because you do. I got the, you know, again, because I was rebuilding it, I got it a little wrong here, but, you know, again, 500-foot car.
These were good, were they not?
Yeah, there was nothing rusty on those at all. The only rust was on the fenders and the rocker panels in here, which were pretty good. There was just a couple support things.
Yeah, I seen fixed one inside one.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You could even order all the parts for that, the little bracket, but like simple enough to get the bracket, but take the body off to get the bracket on, sort of deal. You know.
Yeah, that's a big deal, isn't it? This one's got the original sill on it. Yeah.
And just little things like the hubcaps aren't proper for 48, but somebody knew I had it, and they said, hey, I got some of those that were from a 50 something, and because they have those.
Well, like
those rims are from something else, like they're not proper rims, but it fits the car.
That's cool. You had it that long.
Yeah, well, I always wanted.
Yeah.
I always wanted an old car, because even from a kid, this was something I always wanted, and I always liked them. And then I was like, well, I'm not a mechanic or a bodyman, but you just try, and you'd either buy it finished, or it's just that, I say for me, it's just the time and money.
Gotcha. I got you.
My daughter's upset that we're selling it.
She sort of likes it a lot?
Well, I got pictures of her helping me work on it when she was like this big, and.
Okay. I'll stand back and look at this thing for a second. I just have an idea in my head what that's looking at, that's all. Yeah. Starts, runs, drives. Are the other tires any good at all?
The ones that came with it?
Yeah. The ones you took off it?
I
hate to say it, but it makes a little bit of a difference.
I don't know. Well, they'll all be like what that one is.
Okay. Do you have them right here to look at them, or?
No, I think they're at my father-in-law's place.
Okay.
Down the road.
Yep.
Again, they were Yeah, I love the looks of those tires. What I wanted to do was get that
Yeah.
original look back again. I got the, yeah, there's back in the, there is, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the tires, I didn't take the tires off, so the tires are on the rim. And
What was I gonna say? What's your best price on it? Maybe I should let you start with.
no, well, I had it in my mind because you know what Kijiji is like.
Yeah.
I've made a deal 6 times already and nobody came to look.
Oh, have you? No one's looked at it?
No, we settled on price and everything and nobody came.
Oh, wow.
But, well,
Basically, I would do something with it. Like, I probably wouldn't, I don't know if it doesn't matter what I do. You know, I'd do something with it.
I know.
I'd change it a little bit. But.
Yeah, well, I was hoping for 4,000. It's when I bought it.
Yes.
And then you have to, back then you had to have an insurance appraisal done.
Yeah.
He appraised at 3,500 in
Yeah.
2000.
Right.
So, if you convert that's $5,000 today's dollars. But that was done without the new radiator, without any of the bodywork done. It wasn't painted. So that's around where I'm at. I mean, I started
Yeah.
insurance. I didn't argue with them, but they have this thing now, the antique insurance, they have this game plan to give you an idea of their value. Well, they insured it for $8,000. I didn't insure it for 35 since I got it. And then early this year, I called them and they said, "Oh, that's worth 10,000." I said, "No, it's not." But he said, "You'll put it insured for 8,000 right now without me costing me any money?" And I said,
Can
"Yeah."
I put the hood down?
Sure, yeah.
It's been so long since I looked at ours, It's kind of like, it's basically the same.
Yeah, yours is a Chev. It's
Yeah.
all Chev, not.
You've got the Aero.
I'm trying to find my Facebook. I have a picture. I took the rear end and it was parked up where the Honda is, like in the dark, and it's sort of glowing and stuff. Just the way the rear end, it just looks so nice. The curves on it. Yeah, so I started when I put it on. I knew when I was going to pay the money when I first put it on, and the more we got down, the more we're getting closer to where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I figured much around the 4,000 I could do something.
Yeah.
It start getting lower and lower. Well, I got 20 years into it now. I could
Probably put another 20 more in it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of all sorts of emotions about it. Yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm
I understand.
selling it.
I'm just
Well, you have to.
asking.
But
We're going to. I want to discuss it with Jolene before I.
oh sure.
Yeah. And we haven't obviously got any way to tow it back right now or anything like that. I suppose it would drive there, wouldn't it?
It probably would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to guarantee it. Like
Yeah.
every trip I go on.
It's kind of like, am I going to make it home or not?
No, it was always an adventure.
Yeah,
you
exactly,
find something that. The only thing in the whole thing I'm not worried about, but I'm just saying that I keep thinking of everything I did myself. I did this myself, I did that myself. I put new brake lines on it. I put all new fuel lines on it. So.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do and didn't do is I rebuilt the carburetor myself, but I want to go order one of I know a place in Ontario rebuilds them and does them all like the factory specs and things. I wanted to sort of do that, but I never. But yeah, if I wasn't going to drive it any distance, the farthest I've driven it is 45 minutes from here to Expedition Park.
Okay.
And I used to go to Bedford all the time, but I haven't done that. And the farthest I drove just now, like I said, was that car show. Quarters like this is 25.
Yeah.
In this car, 25, 30 minutes that way. It's only 20 minutes by highway, but I went on through Seaforth on the side road there. And it just works it. It was good. And the radiator and stuff, it's been rebuilt, but again, I didn't drive it. One guy asked me if you could drive it to Cape Breton. I said, well, I wouldn't right now. It depends on how much you want to
go.
No, I've never driven it 5 hours straight.
Yeah.
I've driven it to Cole Harbour, I've driven it to Bedford, and I've driven it to Exhibition Park.
Gotcha.
That's the furthest it's gone. And in most cases, hey, get it out, shine up, drive around subdivision. So like what we just did.
Cool.
Or go down to the beach. Drive down the beach.
Yeah,
and
for
stuff,
sure.
that's good. Yeah, well, I can check on the tire. I know the tires are, 5 minutes away.
Well,
so
it's just kind of like it would just,
that's no problem.
we would just use, I don't know.
I actually even have the, I got hubcaps that fit those clips, because these ones are, which you're familiar with, the other ones have a weird clip thing on it, the clips that are on the spare tire there. I have hubcaps that go with that. I'm pretty sure they're branded Pontiac too. That was my idea to,
Get it back to that?
yeah, but when I got these tires for, back in the day, I got like four pretty much brand new tires for like $250. And those Coker tires are $250 each or $300 each.
Too expensive.
I see.
They're expensive tires that are on that right
Well,
now.
that's right, they
They
are
are.
too.
Yeah, the radios, they're expensive. A set of radios like that, they're expensive. To buy them new.
Yeah, and these are good shape, they're so old. So the only where you would have with them is with no miles on them, the rubber is,
It's good. Are they
old.
15 inch or?
I'm pretty sure they're 15.
15? See on the tire where it says anything.
Well,
Can you? I don't know.
It does say somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's,
No writing on them whatsoever.
it's on the inside.
Writing on the inside. That's fine. Alright, we're gonna head out and I'll let you know.
Sure.
Okay, or give you a shout.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, yeah, I'll hear anything you have to say.
Yeah, I'll just talk it over with Jolene, see what she thinks. I mean, she's my partner.
Oh yeah.
Partner in crime,
Yeah, I watch your shows and
Oh,
watching
cool.
all your YouTube stuff too. Most of the time, I just don't always have time to watch it
yeah.
straight through, but I'm always
Listen,
seeing it.
we're always doing it, so it's pretty hard to watch it. You have to be pretty, what can I say? You have to have time on your hands.
Maybe you have to sit and watch all of it.
Right.
Plus, especially when I'm working, you turn your phone on and when you stop for a second, you don't have time to watch the whole thing. You just bits and pieces, right? But yeah, it has a chrome piece for there, all sorts of parts. If you want, I have it. Well, again, I don't know what direction you're going in it, but I have that spare engine, which is apart, or not. It's intact, but it's heads off. I mean,
Probably can be.
the heads off. Yeah, I had a broken piece inside there. You can hear it first now, because I took it apart to learn on. Probably 4 C's thing. And there's a bunch more parts.
It's licensed. This car's licensed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the insurance, the insurance, if I decide to reinsure, if I keep it, I'll reinsure it again, because the insurance comes due next week.
Okay.
But yeah, I got the antique plates, you just said had,
I've seen that. You're on number 5,136 now. They're up to, I don't know what, they have an alphabet letter now.
is it? Well, back in the day, you could have it, take it to a mechanic, you had to have a mechanic look at it, or a car club president. So our car club president at the time was the diesel mechanic, or heavy duty mechanic. And he looked over the car and he had to sign the paper to get plates, because it's not perfect, but it's good.
No.
For a while.
Make anybody a good car for a starter, wouldn't it?
You guys put my picture, I could take your picture.
Sure.
I took one time I met you guys when you